Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a full face of Rare Beauty. I wanted to do this today because on October 10th on Sephora for both US and Canada, they are donating 100% of proceeds to the Rare Beauty Fund that Selena Gomez has for mental health. I thought this was such a good cause and I wanted to share with you my favorite products from Rare Beauty and do a full face of them just so that you know what you could pick up possibly for that day. I do want to shop on October 10th just to support the cause because I think it's awesome. 100% of proceeds. So I will be picking up a few things. You'll find out what I'm getting in this video. But I want to share with you this look that is a full face of Rare Beauty. It's actually a few hours later that I've had this on. I forgot to do an intro. I hope you guys enjoy this video idea. I really wanted to get this up before Tuesday so you guys can see all my personal favorites from Rare Beauty and what I will personally be picking up on October 10th. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for spending some time with me today. If you've not already, I'd absolutely love for you to subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell to be notified of all my future videos, and let's jump into this full face of Rare Beauty. Starting off with brows, we have a hit and a miss here. Right now there is a limited edition brow gel. I'm not sure why it's limited edition because this is so good. It needs to be a staple. It says it's a flexible lifting gel. I find this has really good lamination properties to it. I like that it doesn't leave any sort of residue on the skin and it really holds my brows in place. So I personally think this is so good. I love the little tiny brush on it too. It's really good for the brows. I recently tried the new brow pencil. Wasn't a favorite of mine. It's a little bit thicker of an end, which is not my preference, and the color was slightly off for me. So I'd personally pass on that, but if this is in stock, 100% get this. It's so good. My favorite thing that Rare Beauty does is complexion. However, they do have a couple standout eye products to me. The first is their eyeliner, and this is a brush tip eyeliner, which I personally really love. This is called the Perfect Strokes Matte Liquid Liner, and it looks like a calligraphy pen. I love it. It has a brush tip applicator, which is my preferred kind of application, and you get a really nice dark matte line. And the thing that I noticed about this is that there's so much product that comes out. It is saturated. So you have to apply barely any pressure and you just get so much product. If you're used to felt tip pens and then you use this one, there's just no comparison. I just love how fluid it is. That's the best way to describe it. Just so much comes out. One of my top mascaras. I love this because it gives so much volume. The price point of Rare Beauty is so good. Also on Sephora too. Has a nice big brush on it. It has a slight hourglass shape, but not as much as you've seen on other brushes. But a ton of product comes on it, and it really builds nicely. So I'm just gonna layer this on my lashes. I've purchased this mascara, I wanna say this is my third or fourth one. I've purchased it a few times. There's very few mascaras that I use that I feel like give my lashes a false lash effect, and this is one of them just because of how voluminous it makes my lashes. So I probably got a little bit on my lid. I'll clean that up after. But we are going to move on to the complexion, which is always my favorite part for makeup. And Rare Beauty has two primers, both of which I have purchased and used. I didn't care for the pore filling one. There's other ones on the market that I just like more. And then the illuminating one is really good. I would repurchase that again. I have repurchased it. I just don't have a new one now. So I haven't gone back for my third one because I've bought it twice already. And I'm just using other things. So one of the ones that potentially is on my list to pick up on October 10th, but I definitely recommend the illuminating one over the pore one. And I do typically like a pore primer, but the illuminating one is so beautiful on the skin, so smoothing. I feel that I don't even need the pore filling one. Before I put on any foundation, I'm just gonna put on my sunscreen for the day. Been really loving Korean sunscreen. And I'll talk about sunscreen in the tinted moisturizer because I did try that. And it does have a little bit of SPF in it, and because of that, it broke me out. So I personally didn't care for the tinted moisturizer. I know a lot of people liked it. I felt it didn't wear the best on me, and I did break out, which happens with a lot of SPF. So it's no surprise there, but I much prefer the foundation. I love it. It is definitely a favorite. super thin serum-like. So we're going to wait for my sunscreen to sink in, and then I'm going to show you how the foundation looks like on my skin. For foundation, this is what she looks like. I love the packaging of this, and I have 2 shades in it. So you know it's a love when I have 2 shades. So I have my tan and non-tan shade. I use 290N and 210N. I will be using, I think, 290N today. We'll see. You do need to really shake this up prior to using it because it can separate. It is a serum-like foundation, very skin-like, has a huge doe foot applicator, and this just melts into the skin. It is so nice. It's very hydrating too, looks natural as I said. So I like the applicator because it makes it super quick to apply, and it blends out like a dream. Builds nicely, doesn't break me out, wears beautifully. That's essential for a foundation for me. It has to wear well. The tinted moisturizer didn't, unfortunately, on me, but this one does. And I feel like you can wear this almost like a tinted moisturizer because it does have coverage, but it feels so lightweight, and you can definitely not apply as much as I did because it blends out so nicely. So this is said to have a natural finish. My skin is normal, leaning dry, so I do feel like this gives me a slight bit of radiance to it, but it doesn't slip and slide off. It has a fantastic wear, and I love how it looks like on the skin. Before we move on to concealer, I'm going to do my bronzer. This is one of the products I do want to pick up on October 10th because there is a color that I want to try. And right now I have Power Boost and Full of Life for the stick bronzers, which are incredible. One of my top cream products of all time are these. They're so emollient and blendable, have good pigment, they don't look patchy, perfect colors if you want to bronze up the skin. Such good warmth to them. So I will show you both the colors swatched on my hand. I have Power Boost, which is the lightest shade, and then Full of Life. I want Happy Soul though, because you can see I have to mix these. When I did initially purchase this, I could not get my hands on Happy Soul. So I actually really like these colors. That's a product that I hope to pick up on October 10th. So I'm going to start off with Full of Life and start to bronze up the skin. And since this is a full face of Rare Beauty, you'd expect everything to work nicely together, which it does. But the thing I find about Rare Beauty is that their formulas work with everything. I've never had an issue with the formulas, any of them, bronzer, blush, any of those formulas, working in with other products that I use. Like I can mix and match and totally be fine. They're very user-friendly, which I love about their products and their formulations. Literally anyone could do a cream bronzer with this formula because it just blends itself. So Full of Life is more red tone, a little dark for me. So I do like to go in with Power Boost just to lighten it up a bit for my skin tone. That's why I need Happy Soul. But I love mixing these two together. That's why I felt like I haven't had to purchase it because I've been content with just these two. But October 10th, I definitely will try and pick up a new shade. Then for concealer, I do have 3 things to talk about. I purchased the concealer brush, which is fantastic. I love this concealer, and then we have the under eye brightener, which I don't use typically with a full face like this. The times that I wear this product are no makeup days. Like I literally just put this underneath my eyes, have my brows done, and that's it. If I want just a touch of coverage underneath my eyes, I'll show you what it looks like here. We have the metal ball tip, which is really nice and cooling, soothing for underneath the eye. It's a very unique applicator, but it has sheer coverage. Granted, I don't use it for this style of makeup, but I still wanted to show you guys in this video. It is a product I would recommend to those who are maybe just starting out with makeup, don't want too much underneath their eye, have not much to correct, and maybe just want it for the brightness aspect. I have a little bit more underneath my eyes that I like to correct. So it's not enough for me, but on a no makeup, literally no makeup day, like I will throw that on just to help with the area. But I love this concealer. I'm actually pretty close to being done this. It has an angular shape to this, so you can really get into that inner corner, which is nice. Just dab in there. And then you can drag it out. It's perfect for how people highlight right now because everyone does that inner corner dot and then kind of swipes it out here. And it's literally perfectly designed for that sort of application of concealer. So now I'm going to take the concealer brush, which I love because concealer brushes maintain the coverage of a product. And I'm just going to blend this out. Not the most full coverage concealer I've used, about a medium coverage I'd say on me. And it's nice and hydrating if you're looking for hydration underneath the eyes. The shade of concealer I'm using is 210N. If I happen to forget any of the shades that I'm using, everything's going to be listed below. Then to set everything in place, Rare Beauty has a powder. It has some radiance to it. I personally found it a little unflattering on my skin. The closest thing that I have in my collection to it is the Hourglass powder, which I'm going to be using to set everything in place. I gave that to my sister-in-law. It wasn't my personal favorite. I know so many people who love it though. It was just for my skin because I do have textured skin, pores. I just found it a little unflattering on me. This Hourglass one is a little bit more forgiving on my skin, so that's why it's my preference. As I said, still so many people I know love that powder. Just my skin did not. People screaming at the video, "Why are you setting before the blush?" Because you can with these blushes. I have so many of the Rare Beauty blushes. I love these. This is probably my #1 recommendation from Rare Beauty just because of the pigment you get, the ease of use, and how long these are gonna last you. I wear the shade Bliss on my lips, which I was gonna do today, but I'm like, you know what, let's show an actual lip product from Rare Beauty, but I do that all the time. It is so good. It's one of the matte blushes. So I'm going to use Happy and Hope, I think. Those are some of my most used, and obviously Bliss. But I'm going to start off with Happy on the back portion of my cheek. Just show you what one dot will get you with Happy because she's pigmented. The dewy finishes are easier to manipulate than the matte ones. Though just knowing you're using a matte finish blush going in, I feel like helps because you got to work a little bit quicker. The dewy just kind of blend themselves. So there is one dot of Happy. Just so you can see how pigmented it is. I usually go in with my foundation brush after just to tone it down. I know a lot of people love a super blushy look. I still like blush, just not too much, I guess. The one dot truly is enough with this one. Some of them you can build a little bit more, but Happy is one of those ones that just, even a dot can be a little much for me at times. Such a gorgeous pink though. As I say that, and I'm going to apply more blush. So I'm going to use Hope on the front portion of my cheeks. This one's more my like everyday color. I use Hope probably the most, I'd say. Then Bliss, then Happy. Another top product of mine are the highlighters. This formula, honestly for me, since the Dior palette, the Universal palette, this has been the best launch for formula, and since this, I haven't found anything that I like more than the Rare Beauty. I initially got in Enlighten, which is the lightest shade, and then I have Exhilarate, which is the champagne color, which I use more often. I feel like the lightest one is really pretty on the inner corner or all over the lid, and I can see myself in the winter reaching for this just to give that kind of winter wonderland sort of makeup, I feel like, for that color. But the formula of these I love because I can use my finger with it and it just melts into the skin. Like zero effort whatsoever. It is the most gorgeous formula. And these you can obviously make truly beaming, but that's why I try and use my finger because it still packs a punch. I like it to be as subtle as possible because these can get out of hand quite quick. They are so pretty though. So formula is an A++ with these. If you have not tried one of these, you must check these out. They're so good. And I like to put them on my lid too for a beautiful sheen. They're just so versatile and pretty. I can't get enough of the highlights. Before we move on to lips, I'm just gonna quickly set my face and then I'm gonna finish off my lower lash line with a little bit of the Rare Beauty mascara. This is the Always an Optimist 4-in-1 Mist. And you have to shake this really well before use as well because there is that oil and water separation. So mix those two together. This is such a fine mist. And I like this for strictly melting my products together. So like a MAC Fix Plus sort of situation. The mist is so beautiful, and it gives a dew to the skin. I feel like it's one of those ones that I feel like really gives a hydrated look. And what I love about Rare Beauty is that they offer minis, and not only their primer, their mist. You can try the smaller size before committing to the larger. At one point, the primer mini was cheaper than the full size, and you would have got more product. I don't know if they've changed that or not, but always check the sizing of product compared to the cost. This is one of those things that I was considering picking up the full size on October 10th just because I do really like it. So everything is juicy and melted together, such a beautiful finish. Sometimes I go back in and just press in my T-zone, and I do this often with all my mists just to get that area less radiant, I guess, and then I keep that kind of radiance everywhere else. So now we're going to finish off the eyes with the mascara and then move on to lips. So as you've noticed, I don't have eyeshadows, whether it's the palette, the liquid eyeshadows. I don't have the pencil eyeliners. So a lot of the eye products I'm curious in trying. So let me know if they're any good in the comments section below, because there are things that I'd like to try and pick up. I haven't tried everything from the brand. Then for lips, there's been a couple things I've tried. One I ran out of because I loved it so much. Product I ran out of was the With Gratitude Dewy Lip Balm. It was a similar color to one of my favorite MAC lipsticks, was MAC Jazzed. So that's why I really love that one. I just haven't picked it up. And then I tried their Soft Pinch Tinted Lip Oils, and I feel like I was one of the only people who didn't like it because it turned into a stain which dried out my lips. And then I do want to pick up a lipstick and a lip pencil on October 10th. That's the main thing that I really want to check out because I don't have one. So let me know in the comment section below what I should check out there, but I am going to be using one of the liquid lipsticks. This is the Matte Lip Cream in Inspire, and I saw this on Selena Gomez and I had to have it just because of the color. It's like the perfect red in my opinion. So I'm going to try and apply it just like this. I do prefer a lip liner. I don't have one from Rare Beauty though, but we will try and make this work. It does have a nice applicator, and that color is so perfect. No lip liner needed. I think that's like the cleanest red lip line I've ever done. My upper lip will be another story. Gorgeous color. I forgot how much I loved this color. I just don't reach for it often because liquid lips, most of them, like this, even though it's a cream and has a really comfortable finish at first, I find over time still dry out my lips. It's just the problem that I personally have. I can't do these sort of formulas that often, so that's why I don't reach for it often. But I'd love to check out more of the lip products from Rare Beauty. So definitely a lip liner, lipstick, new bronzer. I have a few things on my list, but I'm just gonna go ahead, go off camera, get dressed, come back, and we're gonna finish off this video. I had to put on this red jumpsuit just to correspond because I'm like feeling the red right now. I'm putting this aside for the holidays. I forgot. I just can't wear it too many days in a row. So no limited use, but it does look so smooth when I first apply it. It does transfer, but I love how it feels like my lips rubbing together. It's such a weird soft consistency, but I do really enjoy it. It's the color for me that I'm really loving. So I do have a couple products that I didn't use in this video. The liquid luminizers. These are great because they're gonna also last you forever. And I like to mix these in with lotion for the body. I don't use these often on my face. I feel like the foundation itself has enough glow for it, but you can use this on high points underneath your makeup. People use this to bronze up the skin mixed with moisturizer. It really depends because obviously this is too dark for highlight for me, but I do like them. I just don't use them that often. For me, honestly, it's just not something that I do use. So I do recommend some products over them. I think I mentioned all the ones that I wanted to in this video. The ones that I've tried that I've passed on or didn't care for, and the ones that are personally on my wish list. I have mentioned already in this video. So there's not anything I need to say to finish off this video, but I hope you enjoyed this super simple look using all Rare Beauty products. I love how it turned out. I think the skin is skinning right now, and the lip, I'm just loving everything about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to check out Rare Beauty on Sephora October 10th. I know I will be shopping early as I foresee some products actually selling out. I'm really excited about this and I want to support the cause. So I'm looking forward to purchasing on October 10th. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for spending some time with me today. I truly hope this helped you out. Figure out what product from Rare Beauty you want to check out. Let me know if there's other full face brands that you want to see in the comment section below. I really love doing this one, and I will see you guys in my next video. Ow. I just smashed my hand.